Welcome to our TR90 Day. I'm Serene. Some hearts to our new listeners out there today. Yeah, so a big welcome to our TR90 Day. And I think the friend who invited you to log in today, he told you that there's actually this program out there that's able to help you to improve your health. So it's not so much a weight management program, but a health improvement program as well. Okay, so I think without further ado, I'm going to go straight into this program. Okay, but first of all, very importantly, I'm going to start with my own testimonial. All right, there you go. Okay, so to me, this program actually started when a friend introduced it to my family. Okay, and back then, if you see before my before photo, right? Back then, I was somebody who really exercised a lot. I used to go to the gym every single day without fail. Yeah, and that was because I was afraid to put on weight. And imagine someone who goes to the gym so frequently can look like that, you know. So although I loved going to the gym, it gave me an adrenaline rush, but I didn't really get the results that I wanted. So through a set of TR90, I found that, hey, look, I look so much better, I look so much younger, and now 7 years down the road, I honestly feel I look amazing. Yeah, so right. So okay, so next, okay, so that's me. Although I didn't lose a lot of weight, honestly, I lost only about 3 kilos. But guess what? I lost a lot of inches. I lost almost 8 cm from my waist, which actually was something I really, really, really loved a lot. And that's something really great about TR90. Okay, and so this is my friend Jay. Okay, Jay was somebody who was same like me. He used to go to the gym a lot as well, but also no results. But guess what? The only difference he made in his life was to add on TR90. And there you see, he actually built a six-pack within that 3 months. Okay, and I remember that he continued to do very well after the program. And recently, I found this on his Instagram account. Doesn't he look amazing now? You know, a Mr. Muscle Man. And that's already like 3-4 years down the road. So you can imagine how amazing this product is, yeah? And finally, like Audrey mentioned, okay, this is actually a friend, okay, a friend who's actually, her work actually requires her to stay at home most of the time, yeah, and she actually had a little tummy, okay, that no matter what sort of dieting, what sort of exercise, she couldn't get rid of, okay, and actually it's very common to a lot of women as well. Okay, through a set of a 3-month program like TR90, she was able to completely flatten her tummy. Yeah, I think this is something that made her really, really happy. Yeah, and finally, this is my dad. Okay, my most beloved father. So, like the MC Audrey mentioned, he suffered a stroke back then. Okay, before a friend introduced the TR program to him, and through these 3 months, someone who was already in his late 70s then, he was able to follow the program really easily. He lost almost 9 kilos, and today, many years down the road, you cannot tell that he actually ever suffered a stroke, and more importantly, he's able to travel freely by himself, okay, without any aid at all. So that is actually one of the main takeaways for TR90 for me, health benefits as well. Okay, so we're going to go what into TR90 is all about. Okay, so TR90, honestly, there are many, many people outside there who suffer weight problems. Okay, but honestly, weight is not all in the scale, a number on the scale. Okay, it's actually something much more than a number on the scale. Okay, it actually has to do with your body composition. Okay, when your body composition changes to a better one, you find that you become a healthier and leaner you. Okay, just like the lady in this picture. Okay, and something that we all dread, this process of aging, inevitable to all of us out there. Okay, whether you're young or old, eventually you'll age. And when you age, right, this is what happens. Okay, you change, your body shape changes, your body composition changes, and this is actually quite scary to a lot of people. But no worries, we actually have a solution for you. Yeah. Next slide. Yeah. So do you notice that your body goes out of shape as you grow older? You know, it's terrible. You know, even when you were younger, you used to eat suppers every night, and then no problem, right? But what happens when you turn late 20s, early 30s, late 30s? You find that even when you eat less, you find that you start putting on weight, and then your body changes, and then you start feeling less confident about yourself. Okay? But don't worry, we're here to provide you a solution today. Yeah. Okay, so next slide. Yeah. So I think a lot of us actually have this issue with, yeah, okay, so thank you to our IT, okay. So what causes obesity? Sometimes there are actually a lot of reasons why we become obese, but these are the more common reasons. Excessive food intake. You know, in countries like Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, wow, the food is amazing. This is food paradise. You know, you cannot do without food, you know, and food is so readily available. So that's why we tend to eat supper, you know, and then we tend to overeat. And then, of course, there are people who work through to you to work stress. You suffer great pressure, and then you snack more, and then you eat more as a ways to relieve stress. Okay, and that becomes one of the reasons why you put on weight. And then, of course, there'll be people who say they're allergic to exercise. Sound familiar to you? Yeah, allergic to exercise, and then, therefore, you start to put on the pounds as well. Okay, and the other thing is actually some people are unable to exercise due to injuries or pain or certain health ailments. Okay, and then they find that because of that, they start putting on the pounds as well. And finally, there'll be some of us who, for whatever reasons, right, we know that we want to lose weight, but we are unable to keep to a more balanced diet. Okay, we tend to eat a lot and then we starve ourselves. We eat a lot and then we starve ourselves. Okay, and this is actually very bad for the body, especially our body's metabolisms will actually go haywire. Yeah, and finally, the most precious one to a lot of women out there is the ability to give birth. But guess what? After giving birth, a lot of women, right, are unable to shed the pounds that they put on during pregnancy. Okay, and all these are actually some of the more common reasons that you find that we put on weight. Okay, and of course, this is the worst of them all, temptations every day. You know, when you go out with your friends, what do you say? Oh, let's meet for lunch. Let's meet for supper. Let's meet for tea. This is our most common gathering when we meet, right? This is the most common thing that we do. How to avoid food is really, really tough, isn't it? And the availability of food, no need to say, it's so available out there, yeah? And then we tell ourselves we should exercise. But how many of us actually want to exercise or feel the need to exercise or end up exercising? Just like some people say, okay, I will start tomorrow. Very common, right? Start tomorrow, but tomorrow never comes. Okay? So then how? What happens when we start pulling on the pounds? And some people actually resort to these common approaches to slim down. Okay, I've known of people who take slimming pills. You know, we try to watch our diet, and some people actually take this vinegar. So a friend was actually telling me the other day, she actually tried vinegar once. Okay, and guess what happened? The next morning, right, her lips started to crack. You know, so actually vinegar is actually very bad. Obviously, it's very bad, right? Because it's all alkaline and acidity. Yeah, and some people actually drink a lot of tea and then hope that you purge out whatever's in the gut. Okay, but long term, this is actually very bad for your intestines. And then some people resort to exercise like I did, and obviously it didn't work. Okay, because for sometimes our body is just not able to just based on exercise to lose weight. And then I actually have friends who resort to liposuction, something that's really, really dangerous, but because they want to lose weight or they feel the need to look better and feel more confident, they resort to liposuction. And then it's actually a very painful and expensive process. And then guess what? After all that pain and money spent, eventually it comes back again. Okay, and more importantly, we've also heard that people actually die from this process. Okay, then of course we've also heard about slimming centers. Okay, where they actually like wrap you and steam you, and also have no long-term results, honestly. Yeah. Okay, so does your weight really determine that you are fat? Okay, so if for all of us who actually are able to have a friend who is actually knows about TR90, we know about this thing called the body composition analysis. And when we do this body composition analysis, we found out we actually measure various things. Okay, so I will be going through some of the things that we measure, the more important ones. Okay, the first thing is actually BMI. BMI is a very basic indicator of your body health. Okay, it is not the best indicator, but it's very basic. Okay, it actually uses your body weight and height to predict whether you are overweight. Okay, but it's a very basic indicator. But let's say if you are in the high risk, obviously you are actually in danger. Okay, so that one goes without saying. And then one of the other things that we measure is actually body fat. Okay, for ladies, I can guarantee you this is something that you actually want to take very close notice of, because the amount of body fat will determine how good you look in that cheongsam. Okay, when you have less body fat, well, I can guarantee you can see the S line coming out straight away. Okay, for guys, the amount of body fat will determine whether you have that six pack popping out or not. Okay, so this is something that we will measure also when we do our body composition test. Okay, and then visual fat. Okay, this one is something maybe I want to talk a bit about because this is actually the more dangerous type of fat. Okay, visual fat is the one that surrounds our vital organs. Okay, our liver, our heart. Okay, and this is actually quite the dangerous fat because it actually increases our risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes as well. Okay, so for men and women, we have a different scale. Please take note. Okay, so we all want to be in the normal zone. Okay, and normal zone, honestly, people have actually told me that they know about visual fat, but they found that even through exercise and dieting, this is actually very, very tough to lower. But don't worry, we actually have a program that actually addresses this problem very, very nicely. Okay, so a bit more information about visual fat. In our body, we actually have two types of fat. One fat is called the subcutaneous fat, which is directly under our skin. Okay, this sort of fat, even when you if you are able to exercise a bit or like eat less a bit, maybe you can get rid of the subcutaneous fat. But the visual fat that lies behind there, okay, when it surrounds our organs, right, like this picture here, okay, you find that this is the one that's really, really tough to get rid of. Okay, I just want to quote an example of my brother. Okay, my brother actually, he didn't trust me when I introduced him TR90 back then. Okay, and he said, okay, no worries, I'm going to try and diet by myself. So through exercise, through dieting, he lost 7 kilos. But guess what? His visual fat didn't even drop one single bit. Okay, so he was a visual fat 9, but after later on, when he took on TR90, it actually dropped to a 5. Yeah, see, so actually it makes a difference what you are doing to actually get to reduce this visual fat. And TR90 is actually one of the best solutions. Okay, so like this in this picture depicts, right, it's quite a scary picture. Okay, but in a healthy liver, you find that the fat is actually very sparse. Okay, but in fact, when you have a fatty liver condition, you find that all the fatty cells are all over the place and they are very big. Okay, and fatty liver is actually very dangerous because this can actually lead to the big C word, cancer. Okay, so this is something we want to avoid totally. And then finally, we also know that being obese leads to increased risk of having such a problem, which is a diseased artery or cholesterol. So cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, these are all really, really common problems that are associated with being obese. Okay, and these are all things that we want to address, we want to do to stay healthy. Okay. And then finally, here we come. What are the key features of this amazing program that we're going to talk about today? No need to starve, no need for vigorous exercise, okay? Guaranteed no side effects, okay? And you're healthy after weight loss and no regaining weight, and it works at the genetic level, okay? So we're going to talk more about this in detail, okay? So maybe this part I'm going to emphasize a bit more. When it says works at the genetic level, right? So actually this product is actually quite an amazing product because has been, the scientists actually took 30 over years of research to come up with this product. Okay, and they realized that they were able to address weight management through this very highly innovative gene expression science. Okay, so they have we address the three youth gene clusters, mainly the fat metabolism youth gene cluster, the lean muscle youth gene cluster, and the appetite control youth gene cluster. You realize that as you grow older, your fat metabolism lowers. That's why you put on weight easily. Okay, and when you grow older, your lean muscle you also start to lose muscle. Okay, and then your appetite totally goes haywire when you're under stress. So through this program, we are able to address these three issues very, very nicely through the supplements. Okay. So, and of course, we use this method, okay, gene expression. So this gene chip that you see here on the slide, right? This is something that a lot of the scientists out there, they use when they do research on genes. And our scientists also realized that when they did their fact finding, they found that we were able to increase the fat burning and decrease the fat storage through this TR90 program. Okay, so I'm going to show you a picture of how this actually works. So in traditional slimming, right, what happens when you lose weight? You find that you drop the fat, your fat decreases and your muscle decreases at the same time. So a lot of times you find that you are not able to sustain the results. Okay, but what happens when you take ageLOC TR90? You find that, your muscle actually increases, your muscle ratio to the fat actually increases. And thereby, you find that after the program, you continue to lose more weight, or you actually are able to maintain really, really well. Okay? There you go. So with when you actually have less muscle, your fat metabolism decreases, and when you have more muscle, your fat metabolism increases. Okay. So what is TR90? Basically, it consists of these 5 products. We're going to go through these products in detail in the next few slides. Okay, so with TR90 system, right, you find that you need to have 3 different pieces, and you need all of them to do well with TR90. Okay, the first thing you need is actually the product, which I will go through shortly, and then we will have an eating plan. We'll cover that in the second part of our my sharing later, and finally, you actually have this exercise element as well. Okay. So what is TR90? It consists of the TR90 JUMPSTART, the TR90 Control, the TR90 Complex, the TR90 Trim Shake, and finally the TR90 Life Pack. Okay? So what is the TR90 JUMPSTART all about? Basically, you know, when you actually have a car battery that dies, what do you need to do? You need to jumpstart the battery, right? So in this same way, TR90 JUMPSTART does the same thing for us in terms of our metabolism, our lean muscle, and our appetite control. And you realize that all our products here are botanicals, and we have the very, very expensive ingredient saffron, which is actually a very good mood stabilizer and appetite control. Okay? So how do you take TR90 JUMPSTART? So this is the product that you actually will take first thing in the morning for the first 15 days. Okay, you mix it with a glass of water and you take it, and you actually find that it's a very refreshing taste. Okay, and this is the product that will actually prime your body to get ready for this 90 days. Okay, and then next we actually have this TR90 complex. Now, actually, a lot of people will tell me, I can exercise, I can eat well, I eat a lot of protein, but then how come my body composition doesn't reflect muscle increase? Actually, a lot of times it's because our body is unable to convert the good protein that we eat into muscle. And thereby, this product actually comes in. TR90 complex, right, actually helps to maintain and increase that incredible lean muscle that we want. And we know that muscle is important because it actually helps. It is the main, it controls how good your fat metabolism is. And at the same time, it actually controls how shapely you are. So women, don't be afraid that you will put on muscle. Don't worry, because TR90 control does not make you into a muscle woman. It will actually give you a nice S shape. Okay? Yeah. So you see the amazing products, that the amazing ingredients are inside. You know, my favorite green tea, which is actually very high in antioxidants as well. Okay? And then we actually, how do we take TR90 complex? TR90 complex is actually what we take first thing in before the first meal of the day and before the third meal of the day. So for most of us, it will be before breakfast and then before dinner. So you take 2 capsules with the meal, before the meal, all right? And then next we actually have TR90 control. Wow. Some people actually tell me that when they're on TR90, they are in such a good mood. They don't argue with their husbands. They don't argue with their wives. Everything is just lovey-dovey. Yeah, actually, I believe that one of the reasons is TR90 control. Okay, because TR90 control actually makes us in a very positive mood and mindset, and for enhanced willpower, meaning that, you know, sometimes when we're on other programs, right, we find that we tend to give up halfway. But when you're on TR90, right, this TR90 control actually makes us, we don't have cravings so often, okay? And then we are able to control our appetite cravings. And at the same time, we're always in a good mood, okay? So we actually will benefit a lot, all right? And then how do we take TR90 control? Okay, we take it together with TR90 complex, 2 capsules with our first meal of the day, breakfast, and then our third meal of the day, dinner, okay? And then next we actually have TR90 Trim Shake. Wow, lovely. I think this is the love of the life of a lot of our distributors out there. Okay, so this product is actually the good protein. So some people will say that, why do I need to take a meal replacement? Because actually in our normal diets, we don't take enough protein to help us to build the muscle. That is why we need to take a meal replacement, which is actually a good protein to help us to build the muscle. Okay, so this is actually meant to replace one meal of the day. It will replace either your lunch or your dinner. Okay, so this is very high good quality protein, and you won't worry, you will actually feel very full after taking this product. Okay, so it's either you choose chocolate or vanilla, not both, okay? So either you choose chocolate or vanilla. So you add it to 300 ml of cold water, and then you shake, and then you get a lovely, lovely shake, a milkshake. Okay, and then finally we have Life Pack. A lot of people will not understand, why do we need to include a multivitamin into our TR90 program. Actually, what happens is, like, when you're on a weight loss program, your body is actually under a lot of oxidative stress when it burns the fat. Okay, so this life pack is actually meant to help us to balance this out, okay, to offset this the oxidative stress that we go through. So this is actually taken one packet, okay, it's taken after the meal, your first meal of the day, breakfast, and after your third meal of the day, dinner. Okay, and honestly, I feel that this is the product that ensures that you don't look haggard after the program. Because I know of many programs outside there, right? After you lose weight, you look as though you you look so haggard. But with TR90, you only look younger and better after the program. Okay, and LifePack actually ensures that. Okay, and this is actually just a guide, a graph to show that when you are taking LifePack, right, why we need to take LifePack, because dieting creates this oxidative stress. Okay, so find out from your friend how you can do this scanner, how you can scan yourself to find out your antioxidant score. Okay, to know where you stand. Okay, and you find that when you take LifePack, your antioxidant scores actually increases. Okay, so make sure that you take your LifePack regularly. Okay, so a lot of people actually continue to take LifePack after they complete the TR90 program, because this actually ensures that we have all the necessary vitamins and minerals that the body needs in a day. Okay, so in summary, if you didn't manage to catch what I talked so quickly about earlier, this is actually a summary of what we will go through during the TR90 program. Okay, so do take it down, and then of course your consultant will be more than gladly help you to go through this program together. Okay. So next, okay, so I wanted to bring up this slide because, now we're in the middle of this COVID, right? A lot of people out there need our help. I realized that a lot of people, before they start going into their stay-at-home mode, right, or the work-from-home mode, right, they're all very nice and slim. But guess what? After the 30 days or the how many days after that, they become out of shape. So we need to go and help more people now, okay, to ensure that they actually look trim and fit. And what best time to actually take TR90 than now, okay, when we're actually at home and we are able to follow the program nicely, okay? So next,